Youth is a sign of change, growth, and the future. It entails transforming issues into opportunities and solutions, as well as being a driving force in society. A question we often ask ourselves is how can we get young people to their zone of proximal development? A very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of you present here on the call. I, Archie Kotia, along with my team member,
Suhail Mehraj, deem it our privilege to be your host for today's event. On behalf of the Connecting Dreams Foundation, we would like to welcome our esteemed guests, our alumnus of Global Changemaker Fellowship, CDF team members, and our cohort of 2023. Welcome to the much awaited launch ceremony of Global Changemaker Fellowship cohort of 2023.
today, against the backdrop of global challenges that are exposing the vulnerability of communities and exacerbating inequality in all its form, the need is more urgent than ever. To create a more equitable world, we must endorse and create support systems for emerging young leaders, the individuals with the deepest knowledge of issues and best ideas for building a brighter future.
CDF is excited to build the next generation of young leaders who are working tirelessly to shape the future of their communities by advancing innovative solutions to the problems their communities face.
With this in mind, we are proud to present to you the next cohort of Global Changemaker Fellowship. But before we get to know our fellows of Cohort 2023, let's learn about what we do at CDF. Connecting Dreams Foundation provides the youth with an opportunity to bring about sustainable and scalable change. CDF works along the lines of 17 Sustainable Development Goals as defined by United Nations. Our key focus areas being enabling change makers, localizations of SDGs, and driving systemic model of entrepreneurship. Come, let's watch a video which depicts how CDF is actively advancing welfare across the globe.
Nearly 800 million people go to bed hungry each night. 1 in 3, which is 2.6 billion people globally, do not have access to safe drinking water. About 758 million adults around the world have never learned to read or write. More than 2.4 billion people lack access to basic sanitation services.
The world has made spectacular progress across all fields, from education to employment, from technology to health. Despite these developments, a large section of society is unable to earn sufficient money to take care of one meal for their families. They are unable to access quality education, basic health benefits, and clean water. How can we address this problem?
When we asked people, this was their response. 50% said they don't have time for this, or they don't care as it is not affecting them. 40% said it's the responsibility of the government. 10% said they are really concerned and want to bring a change, but they don't know how to move ahead.
Often we think that changing the world is hard, difficult, and probably impossible. We leave the responsibility on someone else to take the ownership and resolve the issue. We are afraid to step up and create change. We need change at all levels, and we need people to lead the change. We call these people change makers. Let's hear from few of our change makers what they are doing to change the world.
Tafsir Oni, Bangladesh. Tafsir is relentlessly trying to bring quality health care in the remotest and rural parts of his country. Students from Sri Ram College of Commerce are working to increase sales of Potter's community through innovative design and digital marketing. Odeyambo Ntone from Kenya is trying to improve the livelihood and economic conditions of hundreds of HIV patients and their families. Lovepreet from Punjab is empowering youth through sports who have been under drug addiction and inspiring them to take sports as a career option. Siddhesh Sakore from Pune, India is working towards making farming profitable for small-scale farmers in tribal regions. All these young individuals are trying to bring in a change in their own ways in their communities. They are trying to change the world. They have one thing in common. They are part of Connecting Dreams Foundation's change-making network. Connecting Dreams Foundation is working towards creating changemakers globally who can identify problems in their community and take lead in solving them in a sustainable way. Till now, we have created more than 13,000 such changemakers across 11 countries who have impacted more than 1.3 million lives. Our mission is to impact 10 million lives by 2025.
We create change makers through a unique systemic process of entrepreneurship. This 3C process of change making, which involves collect dreams, create solutions, and change lives, experientially train people on how to solve problems in a sustainable way for the community and impact lives of the people. We work with people from schools, colleges, corporates, and other organizations to create change makers. We believe everyone can become a change maker.
I'm working to save the environment by creating sustainable products out of cigarette butts. I'm a change maker.
I work to uplift women by helping them to set up small businesses. I'm a change maker.
I'm working to provide equal employment opportunities to transgender community. I'm a change maker.
I am working to provide 21st century skills to students in rural India. I am a change maker.
I'm working to provide quality healthcare in rural parts of India. I am a change maker.
Come and join this ever-growing movement of change makers and contribute towards making this world a better place to live. Let's connect dreams and change lives.
Come, let's create the change.
Global Changemaker Fellowship is one of the key programs of CDF. It's a 6-month advancement program intended to interface and develop a pipeline of social change leaders who are focused on handling SDG-based challenges in their local communities.
Our hope of the fellowship is to serve as a catalyst for the fellows to accelerate the impact of their work individually and collectively. We do this through our ecosystem of support for our fellows, such as our training sessions, mentorship calls, one-on-one time with coaches, and peer learning spaces.
We are thrilled to welcome 33 young leaders from 12 countries to the third cohort of Global Changemaker Fellowship this year. We received over 2,000 applications from over 112 countries for this cohort. These fellows have many differences, yet their courage and optimism aligns them. Changemaking and Dr. Amit Tuteja, the co-founder and director of Connecting Dreams Foundation, are synonyms with each other. The person behind the 3C model of changemaking that has impacted over 1 million youth both in India and globally. May I call upon you, sir, to share more about the program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Sohail. Good evening, everyone. I welcome all our esteemed guests, fellows, and other participants who have joined us from different corners of the world for this exciting launch event. This particular program that we call as Global Changemaker Fellowship, it was launched 2 years ago. And this initiative has almost already provided support to over 50 change leaders so far, resulting in a positive impact on the lives of more than 700,000 people across 23 countries. The entire program is carefully crafted to provide one-of-a-kind experiential journey for its fellows, utilizing the advanced and unique 3C model of change making, or we call it as 5C model of change making, as you look at another slide. So what this model does is it enables participants to approach the initiative from a variety of perspectives, giving them the tools and knowledge needed to sustain, scale, or pivot their efforts for the maximum impact. The fellowship team is dedicated to ensuring that each and every participant's journey is tailored to their specific needs and goals. So it is not a very standardized program for all. It is a very customized program for everyone, which allows them to derive the utmost benefit from the program. This experience overall helps fellows achieve their full potential and make meaningful impact in their communities. The fellowship places specific or significant emphasis on several key components, including systems thinking, thought leadership, adaptive and collaborative leadership, incorporating SDGs into the framework, polarities management, among others. By owning these skills, participants can better navigate complex challenges and achieve sustainable, impactful change in their communities. We are really thrilled to have all of you here with us for this exciting launch event. And we cannot wait to introduce to you the exceptional individuals who make up to the 2023 cohort of fellows. We believe that these change makers are poised to make an enormous impact on their respective communities, and we are honored to support them on their journeys towards social innovation, positive change. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us, and we hope that you enjoy the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amit Tuteja, for showing your hope and optimism in the young energy. There's nothing better than to hear from our fellows what they have to say about their experience through the fellowship. Here are a few messages from our 2022 cohort fellows.
Hi everyone, this is Lakshmi. I've been part of the cohort of 2022-2023, and for me this journey has been more about identifying what the process of change making is, and how when I remove what is it that I can do to what is the change that I can bring in the society. It redefined a lot of things for me. It gave me a broader vision and an understanding of the scope of the work that Manushi as an organization is doing. So I think the mentorship and the tools, the resources that has been shared to us as part of this fellowship journey has truly given me the capacity to look at the process of change making with a renewed sense of understanding the same. So thank you so much for having me here.
Hello everyone, my name is Chiwelumpa from Zambia. I have been part of the 2022-2023 cohort. The fellowship journey has been amazing. The lessons that we had, the consultancy calls, the assignments, and the interactions with other fellows has helped me, and it has helped the organization. It has helped me to look at a broader perspective of what change making is, what creating impact in the community is. This has been a real change making journey because I have changed my perspective on a lot of things that I have been doing in the organization. I have been able to align the mission of the organization, the vision of the organization, and the goals, to align them with the activities that we do in the communities in order to have real impact that the community remains with. So thank you so much for the opportunity that you gave me to be part of this journey.
The Global Changemaker program has exposed me to other fellows around the world who have also run projects, and I have learned and interact with them, and that has given me the confidence and the commitment and the courage to continue on in whatever projects that I'm running, targeting the UN Sustainable Development Goals in specific projects in my community. And I'm also like to thank the team who has given us the practical and the theoretical knowledge of project management, social business modeling, and also having empathy and connection with the people when we run impactful projects to them. And finally, as a global change maker, I've learned that I am a person that will add value to the lives of other people in our society. So I'd like to continue with that. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi, Chuve, Evelyn, for such inspiring words. It was such a delight to hear your kind words. This truly encourages us as an organization to scale the growth of our programs.
Now it's time that we introduce to you the Cohort of 2023. Cohort of 2023 is a group of 33 passionate change makers from 12 countries who, through their initiative, have been working relentlessly to localize all 17 Sustainable Development Goals in their respective communities. As we introduce them to you, we invite you to seek inspiration from their work. Our first fellow comes from the land that exemplifies an indigenous Marathi culture and ethos, in which education, arts, crafts, and theaters are given due prominence. Samrat Pawar from Pune, Maharashtra, India. Samrat is a passionate researcher, trekker, and traveler. Samrat is the founder of Shikshan Ganga, an organization that works with the vision of developing each student in India as a humanitarian professional leader. Samrat strongly believes a better education can induce a better tomorrow for all. Through this fellowship, Samrat wants to acquire the knowledge and build capacity to ideate and implement additional initiatives that would strengthen the education system of India. Samrat, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the land famous for its landmarks and the Grand Bazaar, the only pan-continental city in the world situated on the two continents, Europe and Asia. Yagit Karasa from Silsi, Istanbul, Turkey. Yagit is passionate about combining engineering disciplines with artist design. Yagit is the founder of an edtech app, Redu, which helps school students to improve their technical knowledge and make learning fun with tech-based solutions. Yagit aims to go global with his initiative and has set a target of reaching to 50 countries in the next 3 years and helping the world build change for a better future. Through the fellowship, Yagit wants to learn the skill and knowledge that would help him to accelerate his initiative globally. We welcome you to the fellowship, Yagit.
Our next fellow comes from a city filled with historical monuments, lively marketplaces, and great food. Palak Khanna from New Delhi, India. Palak is a social entrepreneur, mentor, teacher, and environmentalist. Palak is the founder of Break the Ice Foundation, a student-led multinational organization that works to develop an enlightened youth community by cultivating an open and conscious network of young change makers. Through the fellowship, Palak wants to learn the skills and knowledge that would help her to address important issues and collaborate on solutions through strategic planning and intervention as she scales her initiative. Palak, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the land which is a largely semi-desert country, rich in gold, uranium, and stains to benefit from its recently acquired status as an oil exporting state. Musa Ibrahim Baka from Chad, Africa. Musa Ibrahim is the president of You Can Lean Chad, an organization dedicated to promoting women's economic empowerment and the education of Chadian girls. He has worked closely with the local government to strengthen the public welfare system and has been appointed to the local municipalities' Council of Advisors on several occasions. Through the fellowship, Musa wants to acquire the leadership skills to accelerate his initiative through strategic collaborations with the local government bodies and international organizations. We welcome you to the fellowship, Musa.
Our next fellow comes from a land which is a hub of economic activities, including engineering, food processing, and diamond mining. Kagiso Kagumane from Pretoria, South Africa. Kagiso is the founder of For the Youth, by the Youth, which provides essential support to young people for their educational needs and capacity building opportunities. His organization has helped youth find employment opportunities and provided mentorship support to those applying for higher studies abroad. Through the fellowship, Kagiso wants to acquire a leadership skill to create business plan that would help him to increase his support to youth of Africa. Kagiso, we welcome you to the fellowship. Taking a short break from knowing our cohort of 2023, I would like to now call upon our guest of honor, Dr. Ratnam Chatturi, founder, North-South Foundation and Swam Krishi Endowment. Sir comes with an impeccable and long background of working with young people. He has meaningfully contributed to the growth of young initiatives across the globe. He has not just been an inspiration for CDF team, but also many young change makers around the globe. It's an honor to have you, sir, on the call. Over to you. Sir, you're on mute.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. I would like to congratulate each and one of you, the fellows that join here, fellowship program. And, you know, the fact that you came here, you were selected is amazing. Amazing. It's half the problem. You know, you're trying to make change, and coming here, joining here is a testament that so we again, you know, welcome here your willingness to work hard and succeed in your efforts. Okay, and I would like to thank CDF organizers to invite me for this program, and I will share a few things with you. And success, right? What is success? Success is peace and prosperity, right? You can combine into two, if you want to combine two simple words. We all want peace, we want prosperity for all of us, right? And the first thing is role models. I want to talk about role models. Role models will give us motivation, inspiration, and move forward, right? You can think of role models, Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. We know all of them. These are people who brought change, a significant change to the world. And so we need to study them. I encourage you to study their backgrounds, their struggles, how they succeeded. By doing that, we'll get the motivation, inspiration. And for example, Martin Luther King Jr. gave a speech. It's called I Have a Dream speech. It's an amazing speech. It's available in video. If you have not watched it, please watch it. When you watch it, you get inspired. amazing speech. And nonviolence, right? All of these three leaders used nonviolence means to achieve progress, And so nonviolence is a key part of what you're doing. You're making bring change through nonviolence, right? That's important. And the next, I would like to talk about a Sanskrit word called sadhana. Sadhana is a Sanskrit word. To succeed, you need to do hard work. Hard work is not enough. You need more. Right? First thing is you change yourself. Right? If I want to bring change, I have to change myself. How do you do that? How do you change? Right? You need a healthy body, you need healthy mind, you need healthy intellect. When you say healthy body, means you need healthy food, healthy diet, and healthy exercise to the body, right? When we say healthy mind, what do we mean by that? Strong, fearlessness, courage, right? Positive thinking, right? That's a healthy mind. And a healthy intellect. What is healthy intellect? Knowing right from wrong. What is the right action? What is the wrong action? It's a discrimination between right and wrong. Knowing that, going through the right path, that is a strong intellect. Right? And then the next thing is practice core values. All of us should have core values. What do we mean by core values? Truth, speak truth, non-violence, compassion, self-discipline, and listening skills. You have to listen to people with full attention, right? And patience. We need patience. If you want to succeed, you need patience. And then they're reducing the negative values. There are negatives. We all have anger. We get angry. We have desires, and we have attachments, right? And we have, greed, so forth. So we need to reduce or eliminate the negative things, right? That's important. And the next is if you want to bring change, it has to be lifelong learning. You have to keep learning. If you stop learning, you can't do any change. You can't bring change, right? And then integrate these values into your daily life. All these values you have to integrate in our daily life. We need to do that, right? So I cannot change. If I cannot change myself, how can I change others? No way, right? Gandhi said, you change, the world will change. So that is the key. That is changing self. That is number one in sadhana. You already have a dream. You already have a goal. That is why you're here. That's why you're here. So naturally, you have to do hard work. Working 1 hour here, 1 hour there, one day here, one day there will not work. It has to be a constant work. It has to be full and continuous attention to what you're doing, right? Keep doing it. And we have to overcome obstacles. Sometimes we fall on the floor, just raise up, do it again, keep doing it. So we have to overcome all the obstacles on the pathway, right? And as Swami Vivekananda said, stop not until the goal is reached, right? Stop not until the goal is reached, right? That is sadhana. It's a Sanskrit word. Please remember that, right? We need sadhana. Next, I would like to talk briefly about the key words. I want to introduce 3 key words. preserve, protect, and promote. PPP. Preserve, protect, and promote. In nature, even a cell, human cell, every life is a cell, right? We are all made of cells. Cell, what does it do? It preserves, protects, and promotes. That is why you have progress. Progress. When you talk about Darwin theory of evolution, it's nothing but that. It's preserve, protect, and promote, right? And cells do that. We do that as human beings. Plants do that. Animals do that, right? And forest. When you talk about forest, we need to preserve them, protect them, and promote them. Biosphere. When you talk about the planet Earth, we need to preserve it, protect it, and promote it, right? That's important, right? And this also applies to social domain, sociology, right? Traditions. If you have traditions in our land, good traditions, we need to preserve them, protect them, promote them, right? And culture. We have culture. Each of the land that you come from, we have a culture, historical culture. So we need to preserve it, protect it, promote it. So these are the key words, arts, dances, right? The language and music. And this is the, so this, please remember that as you worked in your daily efforts, these three keywords are important. At least I found it important, right? And when you do that, this is also called dharma. Another Sanskrit word, dharma. It's rightful living, self, rightful living as a family, as a community, as a country, as a nation, right? This is important. And the last point is, when you succeed, I would like you to succeed. I pray that you succeed. All of you succeed. When you succeed, there is another organization called Ashoka. If you do not know Ashoka, go to Google, search Ashoka, and they give Ashoka Fellows. It's a 40-year-old organization, and they have promoted 4,000 Ashoka Fellows in the last 40 years. Every year, they promote about 100 Ashoka Fellows. They give money. They give money for your project. So I would like you to succeed. Every one of you apply for Ashoka Fellow. After you finish your dream project and you need to submit, you can apply for it. And I encourage you to do that, work hard. And I would like you to become Ashoka Fellow. Ashoka Fellow is the ultimate. Your journey is not one day, is not 1 year. It is at least 4 to 8 years initially and lifelong. And you will bring change. You can become Nelson Mandela. You can become Mahatma Gandhi. You can become, Martin Luther King. We all can do that. So we just have to, have the motivation, willingness to work. And with that, and I want to congratulate you. I would like to thank CDF again for inviting me. And thank you all. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for such inspiring words. It really encourages us. Let's continue to meet our cohort of 2023. Our next fellow comes from the land which is home to India's widest waterfalls, caves, lush green forests, ancient monuments, real wildlife, curved temples, Buddhist sites, and hill plateaus. Vivek Shrivas from Chhattisgarh, India. Vivek Shrivas is the founder of Anish Foundation, which is working for rural and tribal communities by creating opportunities of better quality education, access to healthcare, and fair, respectful livelihood for all. Through the fellowship, Vivek wants to build a global network and have a global outlook on the challenge his initiative aims to solve. We welcome you to the fellowship, Vivek.
Our next fellow comes from a land of fertile soils and favorable climate for agricultural activities. Elvis Kadama from Mayuk, Uganda. Elvis is the founder of AgriTech social enterprise that delivers tech-enabled solutions to promote food security, improve farmer quality of life, and protect the environment. Through the fellowship, Elvis wants to acquire the leadership skills to build strategic partnerships to tackle challenges faced by his organization. Elvis, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the land that gives you a chance to fill your bags with unique souvenirs from traditional saris. Sushmita Kaneri from Pune, Maharashtra. Our next fellow comes from the land that gives you a chance to fill your bags with these unique souvenirs from traditional saris and biscuits. Sushmita Kaneri from Pune, Maharashtra, India. Sushmita Kaneri is the founder of Gulchak Posh Private Limited that is generating and enhancing sustainable livelihood for tribal and rural communities through support, capital, methodologies, and market. Through the fellowship, Sushmita wants to acquire the leadership and business acumen to accelerate and scale her initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Sushmita.
Our next fellow comes from the land known as cultural, financial, and entertainment capital of Africa, Donald Dick from Lagos, Nigeria. Donald leads the Hope Action Alliance, an international organization working to improve the apparatus of health and social security for the vulnerable population across Africa. Through the fellowship, Donald wants to connect and develop his leadership skills under the guidance of global mentors and trainers. Donald, we welcome you to the fellowship. Our next fellow comes from the land known for its unique fusion of modernity and tradition. Rosalind Ekolo Alawa from Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. Rosalind is the founder of Take Care of Your Mental Health initiative, which serves to create awareness for mental health illnesses and aids patients by partnering with licensed therapists and using other methods to alleviate people's situation. Through the fellowship, Rosalind wishes to learn and develop leadership skills under the guidance of domain experts to further enhance the operations of the initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship.
Now it's time to invite our second guest of honor for the evening. Institutions and individuals have been working tirelessly to bring resilience in the world. I may now call upon our guest of honor, Mr. Nixon Joseph, CEO, Children's Laws Castle Trust, and former president, SBI Foundation. Sir has effectively monitored and designed programs that essentially fill the gaps in systems in operation. We're glad to have you join us for the launch ceremony. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Respected Changemakers, Mr. Amit Tuteja of Global Changemakers Foundation, and all other guests. I'm extremely happy to be here as part of the Global Changemaker Fellowship event, which is being sponsored by the Connecting Dreams Foundation. Every time I get invite from Connecting Dreams Foundation, I'm extremely happy and excited because this is a platform which is providing mentoring to change makers and also encouraging the growth of change makers all over the globe. Every time I'm invited, I'm seeing so many youths, so many change makers from different parts of the globe. I congratulate the 2023 cohort of global change makers. All of you should be really proud because out of more than 2,000 applications received, you have been selected. You should be feeling proud that you would be mentored by experts. We all know that the world we are living is far from perfect. And if the world we live is not perfect, who can bring the change to make it better? Who can do something to make it perfect? It's all of us. But change making is very, very challenging. That is why only a few of them have come forward to be change makers. And I salute all these change makers because all change makers from any part of the world have very good qualities like determination, discipline, optimism, resilience, and persistence. And as you go ahead trying to make change, you will require all these qualities in abundance. I love to see change makers because they are having all these qualities in abundance. And also, they could have remained comfortably in their comfort zone, going for some usual jobs. But here, these change makers have decided to bring change. And that's a great daring step they have taken. And for this, I salute them. Recently, I was interviewing one girl for a fellowship. And I asked her the question whether this is the right time to go to rural areas when pandemic, when COVID is at its peak. And the reply she gave was really inspiring. She told me that there is no specific time to give back to society. There is no specific time to make a positive difference. And if the villages are suffering from COVID and if it is at its peak now, then this is the time for me to go to the village. That is great inspiration for me from a young girl. I salute the change makers because in spite of the challenges, in spite of the awareness that there will be a lot of risk in bringing change, lot of challenges in bringing change, they have decided to go ahead. And to implement change, apart from vision, determination is required. Resilience is required. And the question is, a doubt comes to everyone's mind whether we can bring change. That happens throughout your journey. That happens whenever we try to bring change. At the age of 46, I decided I should change. I was a lethargic banker. I decided I should change. Then I thought I will do long distance running. Many discouraged me. Many told me to remain in the comfort zone. I'm sure that many of these change makers would have faced similar responses. But I decided I'm coming out of this cage of conformity. I'm trying to grow to my full potential. And I went ahead. I completed my first full marathon in 2006 at the age of 46 years. It gave me the message that if you are determined, you can achieve anything in life. And I'm very proud to tell to today's 2023 cohort of global change makers that from a lethargic banker with zero physical activity, I have completed 60 full marathons. it has inspired hundreds, thousands of people. Why I tell this is, you have now trying to be change makers. Your small act of bringing positive difference is going to create a ripple effect and going to influence many, many more people to become change makers. I stop here. I congratulate all the change makers of this 2023 cohort. Wish them all the best. And I request you to never give up, until you are successful. Never, never give up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm certain our change makers have learned a lot from your inspiring words. Our next fellow comes from the land, which is one of the major suppliers of tin, Glory and Nocha Alapa from Nigeria, Africa. Glory is the founder of Pearl Medical Limited, a medical waste management startup that focuses on environmental, health, and climate justice through the use of innovative technologies to properly manage solid medical waste generated by health facilities in order to combat the African threat of poor medical waste management. Through the fellowship, she aims to improve her ability to make strategic business decisions for scaling her initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Glory. Our next fellow comes from the land of an incredible marine biodiversity, Kambe Paso from Papua New Guinea. Kambe Paso is the founder of Care for Humanity, an organization actively working to lead conservation efforts to help climate mitigation in Papua New Guinea and evolve livelihood alternatives for the communities affected by the climate change-induced challenge. Through the fellowship, he aims to learn skill of social entrepreneurship, which will help him in scaling his initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Kambe.
Our next fellow comes from the land, which is Nigeria's largest textile manufacturing center, Sarah Nathaniel from Kaduna, Nigeria, Africa. Sarah is the founder of Sarah Nathaniel's NAT Foundation, which focuses on promoting equity and equal social justice for disadvantaged girls and women, including persons with disabilities, by building their capabilities, facilitating their inclusion in decision-making, and reducing discrimination. Through the fellowship, she aims to build a global network to further scale her initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Sarah.
Fellow comes from land known for its historical hills, forts, and palaces. Each Mehta or
Hello.
I would now like to call upon our chief guest and keynote speaker for the evening, Dr. Vinay Sahasrabudhe, President, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. He is also the Vice Chairman of Rambhav Mahalgi Prabodhi. He served as a Member of Parliament of India representing the state of Maharashtra in Rajya Sabha. He has also been a Chairman of Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports. Vanessa is synonym to change and has been working with young people empathetically to help them achieve their dream. Sir, we are truly honored to have you with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you and greetings to all who are participating in this very important session. But first of all, let me congratulate my friend Amit Tuteja, who has been the moving force behind the entire initiative of the Connecting Dreams Foundation, and basically the flagship program of which is the Global Changemaker Fellowship Program. I would also compliment him that for last several years, he has been working on this mission, and not just connecting dreams, but also connecting people from across the globe, and in a way, trying to multiply the aspirations of the people from several parts of the globe, those who belong to the developing countries, those who belong to the developed countries. And in all, I believe the work definitely is in tune with the motto of G20, which is one earth, one family, one future. I believe the Global Changemaker Fellowship and the change makers, all of you here together, will certainly contribute significantly to the transformation that the global community is really aspiring for. Now, when I look at the term change makers, there are certain things which occur to my mind, and I'm sure every thinking person must be thinking about these terms and the kind of connotations that come from these terminologies. For example, change maker, it's something very encouraging kind of a term that we use in the context of any person or an institution or even a program or a campaign. But then, point is, the change that we are aspiring for, we are looking for, we are striving for, what exactly is the change? In the sense, what is the nature of the change? And what is the process of the change? And what exactly is the impact of the change? Are all the three things, I believe, which in a way we need to reflect upon. Because change for the sake of change is one thing. I mean, in our day-to-day conversations, we say that the routine day-to-day schedule, in a way, makes us think about some kind of a change, and therefore we adopt to a different day-to-day schedule on a weekday, or more importantly, on a weekend. And then we say that the change definitely adds to our energy and enthusiasm and the creative prowess also within us. So that kind of a change, which is just a change of the routine, a change of the monotony, a kind of departure from the monotony of the day-to-day rut of the things. So that is a very understandable change, something which we experience, which we long for, which we crave for. But then the kind of change all of us are looking for, certainly qualitatively, is something very, very different. Because when we say change maker here, we first of all appreciate that some change is required in our environment. For example, there are several issues in especially developing countries and underdeveloped countries, which are pertaining to health, the social status, the educational status, doing away with every kind of deprivation for that matter. And therefore, all our disadvantaged sections in several parts of the globe require change. And to change their current state of affairs, we try to become a change maker. But I would say that this particular change is not required for a particular section of the society, majorly the disadvantaged and the deprived section of the society. That kind of a change is required everywhere. For example, apparently those classes which are financially doing very well, I may not call them as affluent classes, but even in affluent classes for that matter, it is not that these classes are free from problems, free from challenges, free from issues. They also require some change. In the sense, some kind of transformation is needed in their state of affairs as well. For example, while we know that there are problems of deprivation, there are problems of affluence also. And therefore, change is something which is perhaps required in all strata of the society, every section of the society for that matter, and in every walk of life. It is not just that in a particular section of the society and only in a particular matter, particular subject matter, that change is required. But as I said, it is across the society, across the sections of the society, and across the different spheres of our social and community life for that matter. And therefore, we have to define and we have to be very clear in our minds that what kind of change we really want to bring or translate into reality, why that change is required according to us, according to our own assessment. At the same time, when we begin any kind of a change-making process, when we embark on our kind of chain of activities, such kind of transformation requires to be accepted by those for whom we are talking about. If people are not accustomed and people are not receptive to the change that we are wanting to bring to their lives, then no change is going to be successful. So the change-making process hinges upon the acceptability of those changes. Everything cannot happen in just one go. Maybe you require some kind of a phased program. Stage by stage, we have to enhance the level of consciousness and prepare the sections of society for that kind of a change, which is also very, very important. And therefore, preparedness for change is something which we require to look into before we really embark on change. Another important aspect is that even though the change, the transformation is acceptable to the particular section of the society, whether we can really take that process right up to its logical end is also an assessment which we have to do with ourselves only. Because change and any kind of transformation is not something that you kickstart and then you forget about. If you have to take it to its logical end, then what is essential is that consistently we follow up on that particular process, stage by stage, keep assessing, have some kind of a midterm evaluation, and finally take the transformation process to its logical end. And therefore, a clear roadmap of the process of change is also something very, very essential for those who believe, who claim that they are the change makers, and all of you, I believe, belong to that category. Another important factor which I would also like to bring to your notice is that change in a particular sphere of human life also has cascading effects in other spheres of life as well. Mostly they are positive, but at times they could be negative as well. For example, making things available to the people in a way helps them, but at the same time, if it becomes kind of a like money, if it becomes kind of an easily available facilities or commodities, then at times, like easy money, this easy facilitation can also bring in some kind of changes which are not very positive in the longer run. And therefore, everybody requires to understand that there is certain value for whatever the facilities we enjoy or the benefits that we enjoy. And therefore, in English, what we say as there are no free lunches. So this free lunches mentality also requires to be taken care of when we embark on any kind of a change. Another important factor is that we are looking at ourselves as a change maker, which is okay. But basically, we have to be just the catalyst. No individual can bring in any kind of transformation in a society without the participation of the society or the section of the people themselves. People have to realize that they are the stakeholders in the change process. It is not that the change makers have opened kind of a change factory. One has to go there and get transformed, either the transformation within or the transformation in the surroundings. That cannot happen. We are only the catalysts. We are trying to drive the process of change, but people will have to occupy the seats in our vehicle. And for that matter, this this realization also requires to be taken to the hearts and minds of the people and make them understand that we are not kind of change makers who have any kind of a magic wand, and through that, even with the resistance or unwillingness on the part of the stakeholders, change can happen. Change can happen, and an enduring and lasting change can happen only when the society is prepared to accept that change and become a part of the process of transformation. Lastly, I would only say that this is the latest and the new cohort of the Changemakers Fellows. But you are not the first. And therefore, if earlier changemakers, I'm sure they must have documented their experiences, their experiments, then I think we can gather some insights out of those experiences. And therefore, I would suggest the Connecting Dream Foundation to make available that documentation so that even though we may be committing mistakes, and it's very human to commit mistakes, let us not repeat the mistakes if we are able to learn from the experiences and the experiments of our predecessors in this particular program. I wish you all every success, and I once again congratulate Amit Tuteja ji and his entire team. You are not just connecting dreams, but you are also trying to give them a particular shape. All my best wishes.
I will now call Dr. Tuteja.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. We are really grateful for the time you took out of your busy schedule to inspire and enlighten us. Your insights into creating sustainable change through a process were beautifully defined through your message. And your emphasis on looking at a change from users' perspective was truly enlightening for us. Your emphasis on the importance of nature, process, and impact of change was particularly insightful. Your words have set a solid foundation for this fellowship, I would say. And we're excited to learn more from you in the future. Once again, I want to express my sincere appreciation for your time and the inspiring words you shared with us. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Let's get back to introducing our fellows. Our next fellow comes from the land known for its historical hill forts and palaces. Girish Mehta from Rajasthan, India. Girish Mehta is a director of Caregivers Inner Circle Forum, an organization helping caregivers across India. The organization has built the largest network of caregivers and is on a mission to support them in their journey from survival to self-reliance after leaving the childcare homes. He wants to join the fellowship to have institutional knowledge of strategic planning and networking. I welcome you to the fellowship, Girish.
Our next fellow comes from the land of colored gems, Nikhil Gehlot from Rajasthan, India. Nikhil is the director of Idea for Age Innovations Private Limited, working to unleash the power of ideas in order to improve the human experience via innovative products, services, and entrepreneurship. He wants to join the fellowship to learn the systemic model of entrepreneurship and how to scale his product globally. Nikhil, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the land which is known as City of Seven Hills, Clyde Oriambo from Uganda, Africa. Clyde Oriamba is the founder and chief executive officer of Jetolzi Foundation. The organization has been working to transform the mindset of young people and build positive narratives. He wants to join the fellowship to have a support network of mentors and coaches to help him accelerate his initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Clyde.
Our next fellow comes from the land of a 320-kilometer-long coastline dotted with unspoiled beaches, Prasanna MK from Karnataka, India. Prasanna founded Nirman Foundation, which works to improve dignity and quality of life for vulnerable and underprivileged communities through interventions in education, livelihood, social security, health, and environment. He wants to join the fellowship as he believes it will essentially help him to build his capacity and provide him a global platform to learn from the best practices of his peers. Prasanna, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the land of mesmerizing backwaters, ecotourism, initiatives, scenic beauty, amazing beaches, and mouth-watering cuisine. T. Anjana Suresh from Kerala, India. T. Anjana Suresh is the founder of Fun Funds, a financial literacy organization that has fundamentally assisted individuals in having early exposure to financial literacy and aiding their understanding to make better financial decisions. She wants to join the fellowship to learn and improve her knowledge of global perspectives by networking with the other fellows. We welcome you to the fellowship, Anjana.
Our next fellow comes from the place known for one of the few purpose-built capital cities in Africa, as well as being one of the wealthiest, Ibitomi Ibiwumi Otonola from Abuja, Nigeria, Africa. Ibitomi is the Community Relations Manager for Street to School Foundation, which aims to bridge the digital gap in low-income schools. He aspires to become a digital education innovator, utilizing cutting-edge tools and skills to tackle some of Nigeria's critical challenges, particularly in education and community development. His motivation to join the fellowship is to learn from innovative approaches to tackle the challenges in his community. We welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow is from a land known for its tribal cultures and its many ancient Hindu temples. Prachi Mishra from Odisha, India. Prachi Mishra is the creator of Project Nile, a student-led initiative that serves disadvantaged and at-risk children. Under her direction, the organization has been working with approximately 500 children in 10 orphanages, daycare facilities, and slums. She believes fellowship will essentially help her to scale her initiative as it will provide her with mentorship support. We welcome you to the fellowship project.
Our next fellow comes from a place known for having an abundance of beautiful beaches and delicious fruit. Patricia from San Mateo, Philippines. Patricia is the co-founder of Innovative Youth Movement Philippines, an organization working with youth, young people to bring resilience to Philippines in accordance with Sustainable Development Goals. Through the fellowship, she wants to connect with the global change makers and learn from their interventions to further improve her initiative. Patricia, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the place which is regarded as an excellent safari destination, Francis Odiamba Magadi from Tanzania, Africa. Francis Odiamba is the founder of Asia Max Limited, a social enterprise that works to strengthen the rural economy sector by offering logistical and training assistance to local farmers. Francis, through the fellowship, wants to expand his global network and scale his initiative under professional mentorship. We welcome you to the fellowship, Francis.
Our next fellow comes from the place which is called as the Crown of India, Sheikh Amin from Jammu and Kashmir, India. Yamin is the co-founder and managing director of Curve Electric, a startup working in the field of micro and sustainable mobility and last mile connectivity. Through the fellowship, he wants to improve his capacity and learn from domain experts on how to scale his initiative. Yamin, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the place best known for the Patterns Tower. It is one of the most diverse country in the Southeast Asia, both in its seasons and its landscape. Charmaine Chung from Malaysia. Charmaine is the founder of the IncludeTech, a youth organization working to increase humanitarian efforts to address the pressing challenge in her community and create alternatives to empower women and non-binary gender. Through the fellowship, she wants to have global exposure to the techniques which are required to work efficiently. We welcome you to the fellowship, Charmaine.
Our next fellow comes from a land famous for its temples, festivals, and celebration of arts. S. Madan Kumar from Tamil Nadu, India. Madan is the Aram Anbin Edalim Trust chief organizer. The trust has been striving to organize local efforts to accomplish sustainable development goals and to assist the local populace in making the transition to sustainability as easily as possible. Through the fellowship, he wishes to learn from the domain experts and develop leadership skills to further increase his impact. Madan, we welcome you to the fellowship. I would now like to invite Mr. JPS Bindra, retired CGM NABARD, an institute which has been helping India to shape its future. He has a verifiable history of contributing directly to organizational growth and expansion throughout his career. He has been a mentor with GCF and has helped changemakers to scale their initiatives and impact effectively. Sir, it's an absolute honor to have you with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. The young aspirants of Global Changemaker Fellowship Program, Mr. Amit Tuteja, founder of Connecting Dream Foundation, and other team members of CDF. So I congratulate first the young entrepreneurs for joining this fellowship program. And if I say that you have joined this program, basically, you already have an idea. Now is the time to implement it, to see what changes you can make for the society, for the betterment of the people in your area. So it is the time to implement your ideas, to ground your ideas. And generally, if you see, everyone thinks of so many ideas in his lifespan. So, but it is very rarely that people get a chance to implement it. So you are fortunate enough to implement your ideas for the benefit of the society. And it's a long chain process. When I say that everyone thinks of an idea, but implementation of the same has a very long chain process. And there are a lot many steps involved in it. And another thing, because you are the young entrepreneurs, you might be thinking of doing something in your area. You might also be thinking that this idea, why someone else has not implemented. It's a small initiative. Why somebody else couldn't do that earlier? Remember, it is you who is to implement it. It is basically who it is you who is that somebody. So basically, have confidence in yourself. So that is how you are going to implement your own idea. As the program says, Changemaker. So basically, you are going to bring certain changes in the society for the target group. And when you are going to bring the change, you get all type of reactions. So that you have to be very careful when you do certain changes in the society. It has to be done very carefully. A few things you have to remember when you are going to do these changes. First and foremost is what exactly you want. Basically, that you have to remember. Second, for whom you want, for whom you are aspiring. Do they really want that change? Have you done some exercise to make them realize that this change is better for them? Because if you are making certain changes in their life, and remember, you are doing change for that particular strata of society who are basically economically weak. Socially also they might be weak. So basically you are doing certain changes. So they should first realize that yes, this change, if there is a change in this is for the betterment. What impact is it going to make in their life? And who else join you in this process of change? When I say change alone is not very possible. I'm not saying it is impossible, because everything is possible, but doing it is a very time consuming. You have to bring everyone. So you have to bring everyone in your platform. So basically, who else will help you in this process? And last but not the lastly, I can say that can we involve the local bodies who are working in your area, who can join you to fulfill your dream project? See, remember, it is your dream project. If you say it is my dream project, then only you are going to fulfill it. It is your baby when you are going to start it. So you have to fulfill that dream project to the satisfaction of the target group, thus fulfilling your dream. So these are the two different things you are fulfilling your dream, but to the satisfaction of the target group. That you have to realize. There are certain steps involved in it. And before that, I take it, remember again that you may fail in between. But failure, it is a learning ladder towards success. I don't take failure as a failure. It's a learning ladder to success. You succeed if you fail. So that is how you learn. And again, failure doesn't mean that you have failed. Basically, you need certain modifications. how you can modify your plan, how you could to implement. So basically, once you prepare a roadmap, it might not be you will be fully able to achieve it. If you are going to fully achieve it, so generally it is not a roadmap. So that means you are doing something which has already been done and you are again try to replicate that. So if you are having a dream and going to do it, so certain changes have to come in between, certain processes have to be modified in between. Now, once you are doing that change, you have to plan first thing is you have to plan very carefully. You have to be very transparent with everyone, with the target group, with your co-partners, with the society. You have to be truthful also to them. Your communication should be very simple and clear. That is there. Don't complicate your communications. Make it very simple and very clear. Create a roadmap understandable to everyone. That you should realize that who are your target group. Will they understand the roadmap? How simplify you can do your roadmap so that it is understood by everyone. Provide training, bring them to a common platform, invite participation. So this is basically how you involve everyone over there. You are not going to say that this is my program. No, this is the program for the betterment of that society. So that is how you keep on doing it. There are certain other agencies who are doing training in that area. Involve them because you get a platform over there. So a complete participation has to be there. And don't expect that change will come overnight. It takes time. It will come over a period of time. Have patience. Have patience to see, monitor it, measure it. Go back again to the roadmap. Again, start the same process. Again, monitor and measure it, and then demonstrate. Look, this is doable. This can be done. And this is how it can be done. So basically, this is how you have to target that how I can do it, how I can start, and always believe. One thing I always say to everyone, that always believe that you can do it. So once you say that you can do it, you will do it and you should do it. So that is how you can do it. And when you are implementing the project in the very beginning, because I say plan carefully, so you are doing the planning. You are implementing it. So basically, when you start a project, it is always you. You are doing it. Over a period of time, when you create a roadmap, when you invite participation, a shift comes. It is not you are doing it. See, it is basically the people are doing it. If you bring that change, success is already there. You have already won what you wanted. You have already done what you wanted. So in the middle of the program, if the target group says that this is our program and so is doing it, success is there. So basically, you have to make a change from you to we. Do that change. If you are able to do it, then everything has been done. This is your success. So when you exit from that program, they should say that we have thought of this, we wanted this change. So and so organization has come, they have done it for us, and we have successfully implemented this program. This is how I always look for a program to end. That they should not say that such an organization have done and they have done this thing, and yes, now we are using it. No, okay, since they have done it, we are seeing that if it is workable or not. No. We want it, so we invited that organization, they did it, and yes, that is how your success lies when you say that. And another thing, once you do it, your mission is met. but not a vision. Always remember that you have many, many more steps to go. Just one target has been achieved, and your target group should always look for what next. Generally, if you see that always there is if there is a drama or a movie, the success lies if part 2 or part 3 comes. So it is like that. They should eagerly wait for what next. What is the part 2 of the program? What is the next part of the program? Now, if you make a change from that, I have this vision, I have this program which I want to implement in your area, to a demand that we want this and please do it in my area. If you make this change, this is your success. This is basically what we are looking from the society, that society should come forward, that we want change and we are looking for the partners who can do changes for us and do it successfully, and we are going to own it, implement it further, and we can become partner in implementing the similar program in our neighboring areas. Your success lies in that. So hopefully when you are after this 6 months, because basically you have a dream, now you are going to implement it. You need a lot of hand holdings in that, lot of mentoring processes in that. You may have many hurdles. It is not going to be very smooth sailing that, okay, you have done it, you have thought of something. Now my purpose is over, I have implemented. No. In that successful implementation, you will get a lot of hurdles. So the support is there from CTF, the support is there from the team, the support is there with the mentors. So everywhere, then you can look forward whatever you want. And that is how I'm looking for this fellowship program. The CDF team will always be there to help you to achieve your dream, to take it further. So with these words, again, I congratulate you all and maybe wishing you all the very success in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. Such inspiring. I mean, you showed the way to our fellows. Let's continue to meet the last set of our changemakers from cohort 2023. Our next fellow comes from the country of Mount Everest, the highest mountain peak in the world, and the birthplace of Gautam Buddha, Badal Lama from Nepal. Badal Lama is the founder of Cure Disabilities Nepal and the co-founder of Cure Youth Group Nepal. Badal has been trying to raise awareness about numerous issues affecting Cure communities with disabilities and to advocate for their equal rights. Through the fellowship, he wants to build the knowledge of change making and leadership to grow his organization. We welcome you to the fellowship, Badal.
Our next fellow comes from the place famous for its street markets, festivals, Bollywood, local trains, and street food. Tabinda from Mumbai, India. Tabinda is an educational lead at Masoom, an organization that helps marginalized youngsters with their schooling. During the outbreak of COVID-19, she launched the Pradai project to assist marginalized students by offering alternate learning spaces. Tabinda, through the fellowship, wants to equip herself with the tools to better cater to the needs of her community. Tabinda, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow comes from the place best known for its great historical significance as it was home to powerful people. Riya Hira from New Delhi, India. Riya Hira is the Director of Education at Project Statecraft, implementing and creating projects focused on 21st century skills and policy education based on the experiential learning approach. She wants to join this fellowship to gain exposure to a global network of change makers and learn from their practices. We welcome you to the fellowship, Riya.
Our next fellow comes from a country which is home to over 200 different linguistic groups. Epa Mofat from Cameroon, Africa. Epa is the founder and coordinator of University Lecture on Peace in Africa, a student-led peace-building initiative, being the ever first of its kind to exist in any university in Cameroon and in region faced with an interscene conflict. This initiative builds knowledge, imparts skills, and motivates youth into active citizenship and responsible leadership towards a democratic and peaceful Africa. Through the fellowship, EPA wants to build a leadership skill and global network that will help him advance his initiative. EPA, we welcome you to the fellowship.
Our next fellow is Omiza Samuel from Nigeria, Africa. Omiza Samuel is the co-founder of Trans Network Initiative, seeking to foster acceptance and a space for members of the LGBTIQ community. Samuel wants to join the fellowship in order to learn better ways of communication and strategic planning to scale his initiative. We welcome you to the fellowship, Samuel.
Our next fellow is Akash Saxena from New Delhi, India. Akash is the co-founder of Your Wonderful Project, a non-profit dedicated to raising mental health awareness and accessibility. The organization tackles mental health related issues and works towards eradicating the stigma around the same. Through the fellowship, he wants to accelerate his project under the guidance of mentors and build skills through experiential learning that fellowship has to offer. We welcome you to the fellowship, Akash.
Our next fellow comes from a land known as Orchard Capital of Philippines. Joaquin Carlo or Castro from Davos region, Philippines. Joaquin Carlo is the president and founder of the Youth Service Philippines. Carlo has led many projects to sustain change in his country with interests in the environment, sports, education, and health. Carlo wants to join the fellowship because he believes it will help him to network with the global change makers and learn from the success stories. We welcome you to the fellowship, Carlo.
Our next fellow is Shrishti Sharma from New Delhi, India. Shrishti is the founder of Shakti Foundation. Shakti is India's first women's safety smart wearable technology, India's first anti-rape device. Through the fellowship, Shrishti wants to build business acumen under the guidance of our trainers and mentors. Shrishti, we welcome you to the fellowship. Now, I would like to call upon Kavita Joan for a vote of thanks.
If you ask me what's in the air, I'd say change making. Today, we have witnessed the launch of the third cohort of the Global Changemaker Fellowship that is all set to collect dreams, create solutions, and change lives. And therefore, on behalf of Connecting Dreams Foundation, I, Kavita Arana, would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for your participation in this event. I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe for his invaluable wisdom, unwavering guidance, and support throughout. His extensive knowledge and experience have been instrumental in shaping our vision and strategy. And his unwavering support has been a source of inspiration for us all. As a mentor and guide, Dr. Ratnam Chitturi's wealth of expertise and experience has been indispensable in guiding our organization. His distinguished contributions have significantly impacted our growth and development, and his unwavering support has served as a source of inspiration for us all. We are deeply indebted to you, sir, for your invaluable contributions and continued guidance. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Joseph Nixon, Mr. JPS Bindra for inspiring us with their words of wisdom and insights, and for propelling us to move forward on our path towards effecting positive change. Our alumni, with their awesome change-making tales, have struck a chord with us, sparking a fire of passion for change-making. We remember that even the smallest acts of kindness and bravery can change the world in a very significant way. The Global Changemaker Fellowship is undeniably transforming lives, and we appreciate them for sharing their experiences. We express our gratitude to all who have joined us on today to witness this launch. Today, we also applaud the true heroes and stars of the event, the fellows of the Global Changemaker Fellowship. Throughout the launch, we've been introduced to them, and we are confident that they will make substantial contributions to society in the future as they discover and learn through our 3C process of systemic change-making framework. I want to give a huge shout out to Archie Kautia and Suhail Mehraj for their exceptional work in moderating today's session and coordinating the entire fellowship launch. Their unwavering commitment and diligent efforts, from the rigorous selection process to the final shortlisting, has undoubtedly played a significant role in the success of this event. I also extend my gratitude to the entire CDF team for their invaluable support behind the scenes. And with this launch, we take the much needed step towards creating a better world. Let's move forward with determination, optimism, and a commitment to change making. Thank you.
Now, as we come towards the end of the launch ceremony, I'm going to request all of you to please turn on your cameras for a quick group photo. Even though we are connecting virtually, we would love to have a group photo for all of you. I'm waiting for a few more people and some more pretty smiles. Just going to the next slide as well. Thank you so much once again for joining the call. With that, we have come to an official end for our launch ceremony. But this is just the beginning of the ceremony, and we can't wait to see the magic each one of you will create in the future. Thank you once again. We've officially come to the end of the launch ceremony. You can either drop from the call or you can leave your quick note from the chat box and then drop from the call. Thank you so much once again.